Chapter 1. A Mother's Heartache. Sophia Carter sat by the hospital crib gently stroking her 6-month-old son, Oliver. The rhythmic hum of medical equipment was the only sound in the sterile room. Oliver had been born with a rare neurological disorder that left him paralyzed from the neck down. The doctor said he might never move, never crawl, never walk. Tears welled in Sophia's eyes as she watched all of her sleep. She had fought so hard for him, consulted specialists, tried every therapy, but nothing changed. Every mother dreams of seeing her child take their first steps. But for Sophia, even the tiniest twitch of Oliver's fingers would be a miracle. Her husband Mark had been working long hours to pay for medical bills, leaving Sophia alone most of the time. She clung to hope, but some nights the weight of despair was unbearable. Chapter 2. A special friend then came. Max was a golden retriever puppy, an impulsive gift from Mark, who had hoped a furry friend might bring some joy into Sophia's life. At first, she was hesitant. With all the time she spent caring for Oliver, how could she look after a puppy? But Max seemed to understand. He didn't demand attention. Instead, he sat by Oliver's crib for hours, his golden eyes filled with quiet companionship. Every night, Max would curl up beside Oliver, his warm body a source of comfort for the baby who could not reach out for comfort himself. Chapter 3. The Night of the Miracle. One stormy evening, a fierce thunderclap shook the house. The power flickered and Sophia jumped awake. She rushed to Oliver's crib, her heart pounding, only to find Max standing on his hind legs, his front paws resting gently on Oliver's tiny chest. Oliver stirred in his sleep, a peaceful expression on his face, and then something unimaginable happened. Oliver's fingers twitched. Sophia gasped. It was the first movement she had ever seen from him. She held her breath, afraid to blink, afraid it was just a trick of the dim light. Max let out a soft whine and nudged Oliver's cheek with his nose, and then Oliver's lips curled into a tiny, sleepy smile. Chapter 4. The Awakening. The next morning, Sophia rushed to the hospital. Max trotting faithfully beside her. The doctors were skeptical when she told them what had happened. A reflex, they said, coincidence. But then, as Max licked Oliver's tiny fingers, the baby's hand twitched again. The medical team gathered around their professional detachment, melting into awe. They ran tests, checked nerve responses, and finally, after hours of analysis, one doctor turned to Sophia with an astonished expression. His muscles are responding, he said. It's faint, but it's there. This isn't supposed to happen. Sophia burst into tears, clutching Max. It's because of him, she whispered. Max woke something in Oliver. Chapter 5. A dog's love. Over the next few months, Oliver continued to improve. It was slow at first, just a twitch here, a flicker there, but each time Max interacted with him, the movements grew stronger. Doctors couldn't explain it. Max refused to leave Oliver's side every time he played with Oliver. The baby showed tiny signs of progress by his first birthday. Oliver could move his arms by his second. He was sitting up against all odds by the time Oliver turned 3. He took his first wobbly steps toward Max. The hospital staff called it a medical anomaly. Sophia called it a miracle epilogue, the power of love. Years later, when Oliver ran through the backyard, laughing as Max chased him, Sophia still remembered that stormy night when everything changed. It wasn't just medicine that healed Oliver. It was the love of a faithful puppy who never gave up on him. Moral of the story: love, companionship, and hope can work miracles where science falls short. Sometimes the most extraordinary healers come in the smallest, fewest packages.